Okay, so hopefully you have worked through the practice quiz on your own and you're not just solely relying on this video to show you how to work it. But this is very similar to the first 4 scores that you will be able to earn on the actual quiz. It says Jill participated in a 12-kilometer walkathon to raise money for her favorite charity. The table shows Jill's times at the beginning of each and the end of the walkathon. So we have a table here that shows at 0 hours she had traveled 0 kilometers, and at 6 hours she had traveled 12 kilometers. And it wants us to complete each of these. It says first thing we need to do is complete the table. Well, I can tell by looking at my change in hours and my change in distance that we've got 12 over 6, meaning 12 divided by 6 is 2. So I'm going to multiply each of my hour numbers by 2 to get the kilometers. But here I've already got the kilometers, so if I'm multiplying to go this way, I'm going to divide to go the opposite way. So 2 divided by 2 is 1. 2 times 2 is 4. 3 times 2 is 6. 8 divided by 2 is 4. 10 divided by 2 is 5. And then it says to describe the independent and dependent variables. So I'm going to go ahead and type this in so you can see what it looks like. But the independent variable is time measured in hours. The dependent variable is distance measured in kilometers. Okay. Now it wants me to create a graph, and I'm going to do that one in just a second because I don't have to do it on the computer, so I need the equation already. It says find the slope. I can type this in using an equation. Oh, up here. Insert equation. Where did it go? There it is. So slope equals a fraction in here and a subscript y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus, oops, wrong one, subscript, there we go, x1. And I'm going to take 2 ordered pairs, I'll probably just do the first 2, and put those numbers in. Well, the second y value is 12 minus 0, which is the first y value, and then 6 minus 0, which equals 12 over 6, the fraction, 12 over 6, and 12 divided by 6 is 2. So my slope is equal to 2. Okay, and now if you want to get a 4, you're going to have a whole bunch of information on there and fully justify how you found your slope. So I would suggest all of this right here to get yourself that 4. Okay. And then it wants us to write an equation in slope-intercept form. And slope-intercept form, I'm going to go ahead and insert this as an equation, is y equals mx plus b. And if you want a 4, you should put that formula in there. And then I just pulled information out of my table. So y equals the slope that I just said was 2x. And it's plus 0. We don't normally write that, so I'm not going to put that. It's just going to be y equals 2x. And that's the meat of my answer right there. And now I can go in and create a graph if I want to, so let's just go ahead and do that real quick. you should probably have a graph that is, I don't know, we'll see here in a minute what it should be. So my equation is y equals 2x. So I can type in y equals 2x. And then I can find out what I need on my graph here by looking at the table. So the table goes from 0 to 6, and then from 0 to 12. So maybe I want to change my settings, and I'm going to make this like a -5 to 10. And I'm going to make this one, I just make it a -5 so it's easier to see on the computer. A -5 to 15. Okay. So there is my graph. And you can set up any intervals that you want as long as you have the information you need. I'm going to take a screenshot of this. And I'm going to go from 0. Oops, sorry, no, I'm not. Let me do this real quick. I'm going to go from 0 over to just above 6. Okay. Go over here and I paste that in. Now, I'm doing mine on the computer, obviously, so it's going to take a little more work on my end than it would on yours, maybe not. But I do need to go ahead and insert some labels. So, word art. I'm going to insert time in hours. This is a little big for me. And I can work on how to arrange it. We want to put it in front of text so I can kind of move it around freely. There's that. Let's go ahead and there we go, drop that down. Okay, time and hours. We're going to copy this and change it to distance in kilometers. And you should also have your X and Y labeled on your graph. So I'll go ahead and add those labels to mine. And don't forget a title. So this is going to be Jill's Race. Up here. I do prefer for your lines to have arrows on them, so you should have like an arrow on your X and Y axis. And I'm not quite sure if I can insert just an arrow. I guess I could do like a triangle. Okay. It's not really going to let me. I think you guys know how to put arrows on these lines. Make sure that you have an arrow on both sides of your y-axis, both sides of your x, and then both sides of your line showing the relationship between time and distance. Okay, so that's what the graph looks like. And you will be given just a plain grid on the quiz. You won't be given anything to work with. And then it says finally down here to rewrite the equation in standard form. So I'm going to go ahead and insert an equation. And it was y equals 2x. And to do that, we would have to subtract 2x on both sides. Put minus 2x, space, space, minus 2x. And that leaves me with insert equation negative 2x plus y equals 0. Because remember, we really had a plus 0 over here that we weren't writing. Anyway, so I can get that to go over. There we go. And now I'm not allowed to have this to be a negative, so I have to actually divide by negative 1. So to do that, I'm going to come in here and kind of make these fractions. I divide by negative 1 on all of these terms. And I end up getting 2x minus y equals 0. And that is the answer. There we go. So here is a somewhat look at the first view. I know for a fact that the complete the table is on there. I know for a fact that the creating a graph is on there. I know for a fact find the slope. Write an equation in slope-intercept form. And then there will be a different equation that you will have to write in standard form. So those are all really good examples. There's also some exponents on there, and so just some general rate of change questions.